Rosie O'Donnell, presumably forced to leave the country based off of our current president. Today, she's speaking out, implicating President Trump deeply inside of the Epstein Files. We put together a bunch of information for you here today, and it's up to you to decide. Just like Mel Gibson and Roseanne Barr, is Rosie O'Donnell crazy or exposing the truth? Let's dive in.
One person standing in the way of us all figuring out why his name appears multiple times in the Epstein Files. We still don't know why his name appears multiple times in the Epstein Files.
We do know why,
Is
Jim.
Donald Trump.
We all know why.
Yeah.
You have to know why. Why else do you think he paid $1 billion to Jeffrey Epstein over the time of their friendship? $1 billion. He wrote in his birthday book, "Here's to all the secrets."
The wonderful secrets.
Come on. If this was an Angela Lansbury murder she wrote, people would be, it's too obvious.
We figured it out.
Obvious that he is guilty as sin. And America, you know, before he brings more troops into Chicago and harasses brown-skinned people, before he breaks more of the Constitution apart, before he starts having people get killed, we have to do something.
A question I have for you guys is, obviously we've seen President Trump's name all over the Epstein Files, and we've seen him fluctuate back and forth on why his name is on there. Was he a part of it? Was he not? Was he friends with Jeffrey Epstein? Was he not? My question is, what are your beliefs right now? Your personal beliefs on President Trump's implication throughout the Epstein Files. We're going to get deeper into this, but while we're here, I figured I'd ask you that question. And while you're down there, if you'd like to subscribe for more, please do. Let's keep going.
America.
Yeah.
And it's
I
time
agree.
for every person with a platform to speak out about it. Every single person, now or never. Break glass in time of emergency. It's time to break the glass.
And you saw, Rosie, what he did the other day when those brave women were up on Capitol Hill, the survivors, their families, they were all speaking out. And at the same time, Donald Trump is saying it's a Democratic hoax.
How dare he, Jim?
Yeah.
How dare he? For every child that was ever raped by a grown man, how dare he? How dare he? We are mighty. 1 in 3 girls suffers child sex abuse. 1 in 5 boys. Those are the statistics, America. Wake up.
Wow, those statistics are absolutely crazy. 1 in 3 girls and 1 in 5 boys are victims. Wow.
Yeah.
Wake up. Our president is a serial pedophile, and that's what he is. And in America, you're allowed to have an opinion. You're allowed to say what you think. That's what our country was founded on.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, so that's just the beginning. There's so much more that I want to share with you that I found on another vlog that she posted just a little bit ago. Let's dive into that one. All right, so inside of this one, Rosie is over in Ireland because she fled the United States for the fear of her safety. Basically, the start of this video, which I will be linking down below, I link all of my sources in the descriptions of my videos in case you want to watch in full. She's basically talking right here about ICE. She's talking about President Trump, nothing relating to the Epstein Files. So since this video is focused on the Epstein Files, I figured we would get through that. If you do want to see any of that, please drop down to the description and check out the full video. But there are 3 instances throughout the rest of this video where she heavily indicts President Trump into things relating to Epstein Files. We're going to listen to everything that she has to say and talk about it.
We have to do it in order to stop him and stop the GOP, which is, you know, guys protecting pedophiles. That's the GOP, guys protecting pedophiles. It should be the GPP, guys protecting pedophiles, and some women too.
I'm glad that she said that because it's very easy to blame this on men. Obviously, it seems that the majority of everything that went on did be men or was men, but there definitely were women involved in this as well. Maybe not in the acts that were happening, maybe they were, but in the management of a lot of that stuff as well. It was people of both male and female sexes.
Some women who, I can't even believe it.
Crazy.
It was young girls that Epstein's island catered in, where he went many, many times. And to say, yeah, we're going to release the Epstein Files. Yeah, the Epstein Files are on my desk. Oh, yes, any minute we're going to release. There are no Epstein Files.
See, that's what she's saying right there. How President Trump had said many different things regarding the Epstein Files, and those stories often didn't match up. Like, they're on my desk to then saying there are no files. Just literally changing the story and the dialogue.
That was the next claim. There are no Epstein Files. There's no list. He's not on the list because there is no list. And then the best one was the most recent one where he said, it's a plot by the Democrats. It's a hoax. Everything's a hoax that involves him and his guilt. It's a hoax. His favorite word. And you know, he gets stuck on words because now he only has a vocabulary of like 100 words. And he keeps repeating them over and over and over.
Whether it's President Trump or anyone else that is part of all of this and being blamed for being involved in some way, it's the deflection. We've been talking about this deflection in many of the videos that we've been posting on the channel, which are all in my Epstein Files playlist. If you want to take a look, go have a look. This has been the most hidden secret by high society of all time in the United States of America, and it is still being deflected and excuses being made for the things that people are being accused of doing, because no one is yet willing to say this actually did happen. No one that's actually being accused of being a part of it, at least.
And, you know, look up temporal frontal lobe dementia. Look it up. Look at all the symptoms. Look at what behaviors happen when somebody is in the throes of that. And then look at Clunk's. Look at Trump's recent actions. I think the man is in the throes of that.
So she's basically saying right now that she thinks that President Trump is dealing with some dementia. She actually goes on to talk a little bit about how she believes Biden also was dealing with some of that and how it was a shame that he was able to run against President Trump and President Trump won the election because Biden was in such rough shape. I just basically am paraphrasing what she's about to say, and I'm going to skip forward to a little bit more of that Epstein file discussion.
The Democrats tried to protect him until that horrific debate experience where
Biden.
we all saw it for our very own selves and with our very own eyes. And that was one of the most depressing days that I can ever remember, the day of that debate, when I just started to cry and said, he's going to win again. This man who thinks he can subvert the Constitution at every turn and get away with it, and thanks to his disastrous Supreme Court, they're letting him.
She's speaking of Trump, obviously.
Giving him carte blanche. A criminal, convicted felon, sexual abuser. They're giving carte blanche. A man with no morals. And the poor people who follow him, some of them, you know, out of hatred and racism and misogyny and white nationalism. They follow him out of every bad thing that you can ascribe to Americans. And others because they were fooled. They were lied to. Fox News is not a news channel at all. It's an entertainment show where they make up things, and they had to pay millions of dollars in fines for lying to the American public, but that still isn't enough. People still listen to Fox News. He listens to Fox News. I was thinking, what did I say that might have triggered him to threaten to take away my citizenship? And then I saw a TikTok about the day before Fox News had taken one of these TikToks and where I talked about the floods in Texas and how horrible that was, and how horrible it was when Musk and Trump cut all of the social safety nets that were in place, like warning people and people predicting storms and getting the warning out soon enough. And
all right, so she's not only speaking about Epstein Files here, she's basically saying all of the reasons why she feels that Trump is corrupt and a terrible leader. I want to keep some of this in so that you can get more of a full context of what everything is being said here, but you're not going to believe what she says next regarding Epstein Files and Trump.
how we do FEMA, how we run federal emergency management. But, now it's like states, you're on your own. And boy, oh boy, that's not going to work. So it was Fox News lying and distorting. And that's what it was. I also mentioned him in the Epstein Files. And Katie Johnson, 13-year-old, testified that she had been by Donald Trump. And then was threatened and scared and pulled her testimony. And, very, very unbelievable. It's like a futuristic dystopian novel. And we're living it, right? Americans, which I will always be. I will never renounce my American citizenship. I am waiting happily for my Irish citizenship so that I can be a dual citizen, but I will never renounce my American citizenship, ever.
So what are your thoughts on what she has to say? Some terrible things implicating our president himself and, well, many others, as you heard. If you thought this was crazy, you will not believe what Mel Gibson and Roseanne Barr had to say. Make sure you check out those.